Hello everyone and welcome to the Daily HUD. We hope you had a good Memorial Day weekend because we've got a lot of news to catch up on after the holidays. But first, I'm Dom and we've got a new special guest with us, Kevin, joining us for today. But we've got the results from Combo Breaker 2019 in Chicago, the Fortnite World Cup, CWL, and more. Plus, the latest news from the worlds of Fortnite, PUBG, Apex Legends, Samurai Showdown, and then even more. And of course, we're going to be catching up on news from around the gaming world, including an update on the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Yeah, exactly. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 and the ultimate death of the Ouya, so let's get into it.
Alright, we're going to kick things off with the results from Combo Breaker, which brought together fighting game players from all kinds of different games together in Chicago, Illinois. Combo Breaker was the first stop on the Mortal Kombat 11 Pro Competition, that's with the K, tour, which saw... Scar.
Yeah, take the title against Sonic Fox, big surprise, using Sonya against Fox's Jackie. Now, Sonic Fox has been unable to win an NRS game at Combo Breaker since the start of his career, and the streak continues. Now, Tweety rounded out third place with Baraka, Jarrus, and Jackie. The next stop on the Tekken World Tour saw Nee taking the gold with a mix of characters over Anakin's Jack 7, and Rung Chu taking third with Panda and Katarina.
The last pro circuit event at Combo Breaker was the Capcom Cup with Street Fighter V, which had Punk and his Karin taking out Problem X Bison in a grand finals match, with third place taken by Machabo and his Nakali.
Now we've got some results from the NBA 2K League, where we saw Week 6. We had the Bucks versus the Raptors, 61-53. Mouse over the Bucks, 59-45. Kingsguard over Pistons, 60-50. Celtics over Blazers, 48-56. Pistons over Mavs, 59-81. Heat Check Gaming over Celtics, 63-86. Raptors uprising over the Lakers, 68-56. Knicks versus the Cavs, 73-55. Bucks over the Warriors, 64-60. 76ers versus the Warriors, 50-53. Lakers losing to the Cavs, 48-53. Nets over the Knicks, 70-66. 76ers barely taking it over the Heat Check, 60-59, and finally, the Nets winning over the Jazz, 71-65.
That was impressive.
Yeah.
In the CWL, we had blowout central last week, with many games ending either 3-0 or 3-1. We had Evil Genius take it over Team Midnight 3-1. Reciprocity over Luminosity 3-1. Reciprocity dominated further, taking out Midnight 3-0. Optic Gaming won over Evil Geniuses 3-0. UYU took it 3-1 over Luminosity, and FaZe Clan 3-1 over Gen G. FaZe Clan then squeaked out a win against Evil Geniuses 3-2. UYU barely losing to Reciprocity 3-2. Optic continuing to slam Midnight with another 3-0 loss, and Gen G winning against Luminosity 3-1.
I think the point that we really need to get to, though, is the fact that Optic, surprise, surprise, as they've been playing throughout the season, will be ending up in first place. As a result, we're closing out the intergroup play, and we'll see Division A crossing against Division B for the remainder of the season. Now, looking at ESL, we've got the news for CSGO with Group B for the Americas. C9 defeated E United 2-1. GG over Infinity 2-0. GG continued their streak 2-1 against E United, with Cloud9 going 2-0 in Infinity. And finally, Cloud9 ended Golden Guardian's streak at 2-1, and on Friday, E United took out Infinity 2-0.
Meanwhile, across the pond, Group B also took place for Europe, with North GG Bet over Navi GG Bet 2-1, Heroic over BIG 2-0, and Navi returning the favor 2-0 against BIG. Then North GG Bet flipping the script against Heroic, giving them the 2-0. Lastly, on Thursday, Heroic took out Navi 2-1, and North GG Bet continuing the beating on BIG, taking them out 2-0.
Yeah, continuing those CSGO results, we've also got the North American Esports Championship Series Season 7, with first place and $24,000 going to Team MIBR. Second place, Team Liquid. Furion Esports going home with $17,000. Energy Esports taking home third and $15,000. And of course, Team Liquid in that top 4, rounding it out. Congratulations, of course, to MIBR. And again, that was the Series 5 finals, with MIBR defeating Team Liquid, and the rivalry continues between those two teams.
Absolutely. Europe also saw the end of Season 7 of their Esports Championship Series, with Ninjas in Pajamas taking home the gold and $17,500, and Team Vitality and Optic Gaming taking second and third with $17,000 each, rounded out by Avangar in fourth with a cool $15,000. A much more even split of the pot for our friends over in Europe.
Yeah, now we've got a lot of Hearthstone Grandmasters results, as we saw Week 2 this weekend over the course of the Memorial Day weekend. Long story short, there's a lot of results to go through. You can find those online. Head on over to liquipedia.net. Navigate your way over to the Hearthstone tab, and then it should just be right there with the Grandmasters continuing onward, because we've got the Asia Pacific region, the Oceanic region as part of that, Europe, the Americas. There is a lot going on in Hearthstone.
Yeah, every week Hearthstone does one of their Grandmasters. They play a lot of games, multiple games on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for each of those 3 regions. So it's a lot of card action.
And of course, these are all seeding into the big Hearthstone Grandmaster Grand Finals, which are set to be at BlizzCon later this year in November, as Blizzard is wont to do, always setting those massive series-ending events at the BlizzCon tournament, which you've gone to BlizzCon before, right?
I actually have not, but I have several friends that have gone before, and they always have a great time. This year, the tickets were ridiculously expensive, but of course, they still sold out. But
they sell out in seconds.
Yeah, and everyone who purchased a ticket got this crazy sick statue with their ticket purchase, which I think contributed to the increased price and how they sold out so fast. But if you ever get the chance to go to BlizzCon, I've heard nothing but good things about it. It's always a fun time.
Yeah, I once went to an event across the street from BlizzCon. Not even kidding. I worked for a third-party retailer that was setting up sort of their own PC LAN across the street, but not at the convention itself. So even just the atmosphere, the energy nearby it is absolutely crazy. But of course, that's still going on, and Hearthstone is still continuing for the remainder of the Grandmaster season. So there's still a whole bunch of stuff shaking out, and it is exciting to see players continuing to compete in ostensibly card games.
Yes.
We've got Hearthstone, we've got Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh! Still has regular tournaments, Pokemon is still doing well.
You and I are big fans of card games, and there's a lot of newer games as well that are still kind of carrying that torch. Dragon Ball Super, Transformers, there's cards for everyone out there.
Yeah, and speaking of new games, let's take a look at Fortnite, because the World Cup continued with the North American East qualifier in Week 7. Nate Hill fell short of qualifying, while Clarity G finished on top of the leaderboard with an extremely impressive performance. Danny Dubs Walsh and Tfue continued his domination on the leaderboards. Now in Europe, Klaus Stompy Constanze continues his reign as the strongest player in Europe. Meanwhile, Huynh, Kinstar Donghyun, Jan Fuexi Kwar, and Aqua all qualified for the solos this week after previously qualifying with their respective duos partners. Now, only 3 weeks remain for the Fortnite World Cup qualifiers, as players are getting more and more desperate to claim a spot to the New York finals.
Everyone's real desperate to get that ticket to New York. Last but not least, in the world of PUBG, the National PUBG League took a week-long break to make room for the NPL Royale, which saw all 32 teams in the league competing against each other and the Contenders League underneath them. Team Envy blew away the competition with 65 points in total, with second place Cloud9 trailing at 52. The NPL will return next week with Week 4 as the series moves closer to its conclusion.
And looking at the PEL, the European League, we saw Week 2, which had FaZe Clan in the top spot with 49 points, Navi close behind second in 44, and in third, NIP with a large margin at 29. With third and below so far behind, it seems the real competition in the PEL is between FaZe Clan and Navi, as it's going to take a lot of effort for our other competitors to get to the point where they can even begin to threaten that top 2. But I feel like that's always been the story for the PEL. That's the same thing that we saw last time.
And plus, everyone loves an underdog story.
Exactly, yeah.
Moving on, the Fortnite Wild Season 9 Starter Pack has been data mined by users following the version 9.10 patch, which included the arrival of the hotspots and the announcement of the Michael Jordan collaboration we reported on last week.
Yeah, Twitter users HypeX and Klein Mike dug into the game and found what looks to be the next starter pack, which includes a new skin and back bling, giving players V-Bucks for purchasing the content as per usual. Now, if the new starter pack does become available, it will most likely replace the current Laguna set. So if you haven't purchased that already, it's pretty good value. It's about 500 V-Bucks plus the skin itself for only $5.
And Reuters has reported that Tencent...
Is it Reuters or Reuters?
Reuters or Reuters?
Yeah.
They
reported that Tencent and Riot Games are working on a mobile version of League of Legends. Now, relations between the two companies, have been strained a little bit for a couple of years, back to when Tencent denied approval for a mobile version of League, but this didn't stop Tencent from developing a very similar title called Honor of Kings, which became the most successful multiplayer online battle arena mobile game. Now, Riot ended up followed with a suit against Arena of Valor. However, it was viewed as a flop and failed to connect to Western audiences. Sources say, however, that despite League of Legends still ranking in the cash, its revenue has declined over the past year, and the two companies are looking for a little bit of a new way to monetize League of Legends, and a mobile version might be the best way to do so.
While the title is unlikely to launch in 2019, it would allow Riot to create more international events. There hasn't been any official statement from Riot or Tencent yet on the game's existence, but based on the evidence laid out by sources close to both companies, it seems we will see confirmation of some form sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and we have been seeing Riot looking for mobile developers and open job postings, so that it kind of confirms it if you can
All
take it
kind of
that
leans
far.
into it, yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of other mobile games, PUBG Mobile has just done a crossover partnership with Godzilla, King of the Monsters, releasing this Friday. I cannot wait to see that movie, by the way. Starting on the 22nd, this special event will be tasked with, will have players tasked with tracking down monsters using in-game clues and following the massive tracks left by the Zilla himself to receive special items exclusive to the event. Now, PUBG has released a trailer to coincide with the event, and although the information is scarce at the moment, more specific details on the event are expected to be released as we move closer to the release of the film on Friday the 31st.
Real question is, where's the Jet Jaguar collaboration?
Oh, I have no idea.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah, exactly. Now, for Monsters in the Streets, we've got Monsters on the Court with more information on Fortnite's Michael Jordan crossover, specifically how to beat the Jordan Downtown Drop LTM challenge in just under 5 minutes. Now, the 13 challenges for the event, while doable, can be pretty tedious and time-consuming, as they have goals like changing the color of 1,000 tiles.
Yikes.
So if you don't have hours upon hours to complete those tasks, you might miss out before the event ends. However, a user by the name of Not Joss has made a special creative mode custom map designed to make these challenges as easy as possible. Now use the code 9377-7330-8940. Rewind the video if you need to get that again, to access the map in creative mode and complete those challenges as quickly as possible. It's good for Not Joss to be looking out for his fellow community members.
Absolutely. In more Fortnite news, after the recent version 9.10 patch, some players experienced slowdown issues related to building, in which high latency players experienced long wait times while equipping blueprints, as well as issues with gun swapping while editing. Popular content creator Hamlin's encountered a gun swapping bug while streaming and took to Twitter to air his grievances, which caused the issue to become more widely known.
Yeah.
Epic quickly released a hotfix to fix the issue and bring back the editing and swapping to its pre-9.1 version.
Now, it's unclear what caused this issue, as Epic did not comment on the specific cause of the issue, but props to them for fixing this problem quickly. And again, this is just one more thing for Epic Games and Fortnite. It's a new thing every week, every other week, and while last week might have been okay for the competitive side of things, it still looks like they're struggling to play catch-up.
Now, for a game I'm really excited about, Samurai Showdown released a trailer showing off its new character, the Crow-Build Goblin Yashimaru. The main character of the upcoming title Story Mode, Yashimaru sports a flashy ninja style reminiscent of classic anime like Ninja Scroll, and he looks so cool, showing off moves where he follows projectiles, jumps on top of his sword to sneak up on opponents. He looks dope. Samurai Showdown releases soon, very soon, on June 25th.
Is that supposed to be a reference to Yoshimitsu by jumping on top of the sword?
Maybe. I don't think he stabs himself, though.
Okay. Now, ESL has announced a new competition series with Vodafone that, according to them, will feature the first grand finals played out live over a 5G network. The series is going to include the racing title Asphalt 9 Legends and PUBG Mobile. The prize pool for each game will exceed $50,000 and $100,000 respectively, and will feature players from over 17 different countries where Vodafone is represented as the primary and powerful telecom and service provider. Now, the event is intended to show off the power of Vodafone's 5G network, similar to how SK Telecom partnered with the LCK in Korea to promote its own 5GX network. Stateside AT&T used the ESL Arena at E3 last year to showcase that it's still in development with its 5G technology. Expect more telecom companies to be pushing that 5G soon in the coming years.
Especially as we see 5G becoming more prevalent across the country.
Exactly. Now, we've got some sad news for fans of Apex Legends, as reports from the market research firm Superdata has reported that Apex has gone from earning $92 million during its release month of February to $24 million by April, a mere 2 months later. This is a 74% drop. Combine this with EA's lack of communication with its player base and the game's spiraling viewer count on Twitch, most players are feeling a little underwhelmed by the first Battle Pass. Things don't look very good for the quote-unquote mega hit.
Yeah.
Respawn is sticking with its strategy, trying to go for seasonal content as opposed to Fortnite's weekly updates, but it looks like it might be backfiring on them. Now, we're looking at the announcement for Season 2 to be coming sometime at E3 this June, in about 2-3 weeks. But will it be enough to bring Apex back?
It's going to have to be a big season to get people back on board.
Yep.
And
Yeah, and I guess that's it for today's show. For now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Daily HUD. My name is Dom.
And I'm Kevin.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Good night, and GG.